Hi, Gavin. How you doing? Okay, good job. Good job. It's conceptually we're getting there. There's a couple of things here I think that are not making sense, and I think they're causing a lot of confusion. Mainly, you're defining American modernism, which is adding an air of confusion. Remember in the example, it was just the Vignelli quote with the Caves of Lascaux, the painting of the Caves of Lascaux background. So it didn't say on the background, it didn't say painting cave paintings from Lascaux, France. It just allowed the viewer to make the connection themselves. Right now, I think this is confusing. I would remove American modernism, and I don't know what this date is right here. It's not Cassandra's birth date. I mean, it's not. As we can see, he was born in 1901 and died in 1968. So that is adding an air of confusion as well. If you're defining one of the movements using this, I wouldn't do it because you're defining two movements here. You're using an Art Deco quote from an Art Deco artist in a American modernism background. So you're making a wonderful connection, but you're blurring the lines here with adding American modernism and adding this date here. So I would definitely recommend removing both of those and allowing the viewer to make these connections themselves. Right now, I think that you're doing another thing that's kind of a little bit odd. And boy, I'm not real sure how you're going to do this, but right now you just got a total demarcation of the split of the pages. There's the page fold. So you definitely have one page here. You definitely have one page here. But I don't see them working in concert with one another. In other words, the spread isn't working as a spread. It's working as two very distinctly separate pages. For that reason, I recommend recomposing it. I don't know how you're going to do it. Use your imagination. I really don't. I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't want to give you suggestions. I don't like to art direct too much, but I do want you to consider what I've said about this being confusing. In terms of the quote itself, you know what you're using. I'm not real sure. Let me see. I'm not real sure if it was back. If we go back to task, let me see. I just want to jump back here real quick because I want to see something. Hang on one sec. This is what I was getting at. You were talking about this typeface here, and you haven't used it. You've actually used a serif typeface. It looks like it's a classic typeface. I think it's a mistake. I would go with a sans serif only because you're talking about modernism, and the modernists very much used sans serif typeface, really stayed away from serif typefaces. For that reason, I have a feeling you looked at this and probably tried to work with this a little bit and realize. Sorry, I was saying I have a feeling you looked at this and tried to set some type to it and realized it just will not work to try to cite. It's just almost, it's good, it's okay for a headline, but definitely not for body copy. So I understand. Now, when you change your concept like that, make sure you add notes to your final presentation. And in other words, over here, I really would have liked to have seen some notes here as to what the differences were and a little bit of a description here. In other words, why did you decide to change to this typeface here? Okay. So as far as the quote itself goes, I'm going to just Command R this real quick because I want to draw a guide. I'm kind of seeing a little bit of weirdness in your alignment. And I'll tell you exactly what it is. Good job hanging the quote. What I would do with this M is I would pull this so that the left side of the M is flush with the with that left alignment, that guide I just drew. Hang the punctuation, which you did. But what I would also do here is if you're gonna enlarge that punctuation there, also enlarge it here, because it looks like it's a mistake. So if you want to be deliberate, be very deliberate. What's deliberate? What's throwing this is that you have the quote over here with an M dash, and let me get rid of that guide and you'll see what I mean. You see how that looks off center? It's an optical illusion based on this right here. What I would do is I'd take that and I would just put it right over here somewhere. Sorry. Put it right over there somewhere so that you know it's separate from, it's the author of the quote and not part of the quote, okay? Other than that, I think you've got some really good ideas. Go ahead and make those changes if you feel they're significant. If not, let me know. And if you have any reactions or you have any questions, comments, concerns, or other, please feel free to get with me. All right, great job. Thank you.